Hey guys, it's Gus, and I know it's been quite some time since I did an auction house video. I've been super busy in the game. There's a lot to do right now, and it's been distracting me from making videos. I think I have exactly 20 points written down. The first one is the Zen Market. If you're thinking about buying these storyteller artifact choice packs, you may want to look in the auction house first. You know, this is over a million AD if you're converting AD to Zen. And that's a lot of AD. And if you go to enchantments and type in journal, a lot of them are under a million AD. And the best thing is these have been upgraded and they've been unbound. And unbind tokens are a lot. So you're saving AD, you're saving the upgrades, and you're saving the unbind tokens. So you may want to look at these if you want the journals. Um, you know, uh, there's a chance these may be useful again. Pure speculation, but looking at the few streams I've seen of this new trial coming out, AoE is a thing. AoE is a big thing. AoE is like the thing, and these may actually be helpful. It's too soon to say. Please don't say Gus said journals will be good in the new trial. I don't know yet. It's just something I'm speculating. There's a lot we don't know about it yet. Speaking of the new trial, I've been running Mirage this whole mod. Well, a lot of this mod. I don't know how useful they're going to be in the new trial. Um, because uh, these we're going to be attacking for 60 straight seconds, nonstop, and these are only up once every 30 seconds. So I really don't know if we're going to be doing the burst damage in this new trial that we've been doing in previous trials. So I don't know what's going on next mod, but the safe bet's going to be MC. Some groups may start out with perfect weapons. I don't know, but I'm guessing a lot of groups for the sake of survivability and safety and improving the chances of success may be using the MC weapons. I could be wrong. But Mirage are probably looking like the weapons that won't be used. If you've already noticed, Rage of Flames and Devil's Precision are very expensive right now. Well, expensive is relative. There was a point in time when these were over a million AD each. And then, they started dropping in lock boxes. But when they first came out in the Nox box, I bought a ton for cheap. And they got over a million AD. And then they started introducing them to the regular lock boxes. And the prices have gone down. But these were, 80K when this last lockbox came out, and they've doubled. Same goes for Devil's Precision. Generally, this one's a little bit higher than Rage of Flames. Yeah, 178 each, opposed to the other ones that were about 150. But those have gone up considerably. Uh, uh, I do use them everywhere I go. They're such a significant damage boost. But what hasn't been going up are these wards. Holy shit. Um, Pres wards are still, 585 a stack, and the coal wards 525. Yeah, these haven't moved. They've been stale for a long time. And unless there's something we don't know about next mod, these may not go up as well. Unless there's a lot of new returning players for this trial. And what I'm actually liking about this new trial is I do like difficulty, but I also like inclusivity when I can run with a lot of people and not have to nitpick every single thing like we have to as Zemnid. This new trial looks like it may be more inclusive where we can invite a lot more people, which means a lot more people will be running it. If that's the case, a lot of more people might be leveling up their gears, which means that the prices could go up. Too much to know. New mods are a very turbulent time in the game. There is always a big spike in returning players, and this trial looks like it's going to be very. A lot of players are gonna be running this. I think we'll see a lot more people completing this trial than we saw completing Zemnid. Much faster as well. Um, uh, Epic Enchanting Stones, I think they're called now. I always call them Rank 5 Enchanting Stones. Yeah, these are slow. These are going up. Look at this. 24,000, over 24,000 each. This is good stuff. I got a lot of people farm these when these were during the last two-time event. They were like 18, 19, 20K each. So if you've been holding, waiting, your profit is going up. Good on you. What I do expect in the next mod is a lot of players are going to be wanting the 1500 item level. So the Merilith mask, um, wait, Merilith. Well, let's just type this Merilith mask like this. Yeah, these are pretty low right now, and when the new trial comes out, I see very few people doing the new dungeon. So there may be a shortage of these. And this looks like a lot, but that's because people are trying to get AD. I wouldn't be surprised if these go up. I wouldn't be surprised if the mythic versions go up as well. And I've been doing the hunts quite often in Arbondolin and Menzo Baranzan, doing the hunts trying to get those dumb antiquated draw gears. So I've made 6 of these Merilith masks already at Mythic. I'm saving them for the new mod. And the same thing could be said for the Wand of Domination. It's actually going down a little bit. It was at 5 mil. Well, it was way over 10 mil, but it was for 5 mil for a long time, and now it's dipping below 4 mil. I wouldn't be surprised if these go up for the new trial as well. Obviously, if people are running 3 journals, which I don't know is going to happen or not, but it could be, then they won't be running 1500 item level artifacts. Um, I don't know what's best yet. There's so much we don't know about this trial. Um, enchantments. Enchantments are such a huge gamble, guys. I wouldn't buy any of these expecting them to go up. They could actually go down. This is such a. I wouldn't play around with these at all. I would not speculate and buy any for potential resale later on. It's too big of a gamble. What we do know, what we do know that always goes up during new dungeons and trials are consumables. They always go up. So we're gonna go. Squash Soup is past the 200K mark, which is crazy. Well, it's not crazy. It was expected because we had the the summer festival, and before that we had the Jubilee that was dropping all those Elminster lock boxes or lunch boxes. So there's a ton of these out there, but they're going up and they're selling. And during the dungeon, I wouldn't be surprised in the new trial if these actually go up closer 300K plus. Uh, because this looks like a lot of listings, but people will be going through stacks of these a day, literally. Every single DPS will be using these. Or the sorbet, you know. I've been making a build for next mod, making a non-raptor build, and I'll be using a sorbet. But I don't know if the teams I'm going to be on are going to be making non-raptor builds. If that's the case, I'll be using squash soup. But what I don't know about next mod is if we're going to be using Bateri anymore. Bateri has been a staple in our builds forever. This guy right here. I don't know if I'm. It looks like I could be wrong. The majority of the damage is not the boss, so I don't know if people be using Bateri or not. And if they're not using Bateri and they're not running, and if they're running Forte builds, we're gonna have 2 offensive slots open right here, which means we get to use 2 companion of the halls, like Dritz and I believe it's Wolfgar, or that might be the defensive ones. We might be able to use 2 companions of the hall, which means we're going to be way over stats. So what are we going to do with utility? I'll probably do a video on it tomorrow, but the Stalwart Lions looking like it's the best of the 3 out there that we have out there. But that's if people are running no Raptor builds. It's definitely not necessary for this new trial, but if you want to make an optimized build, Raptors are I find them very questionable with all the Forte we're getting. We're going to be getting like over 5,000 more Forte next mod as well. Because we're going to have 3 companion gears that will give it, and the new weapons give 2,000 plus Forte as well. Um, so I just don't know about I just don't understand why we're still running Raptors. Well, I do know why. Because you have to change all your insignias from skill and aggression to dominance, tranquility, and brutality. And that's not cheap. Um, and I know we've been running a lot of Raptor builds to help make it so the tank can get more aggro, but I don't know if that'll be an issue next mod. I do know Raptors help healers, but I don't know if healers are going to be running, stuff like the Merilith mask because they only debuffs like one enemy, and there's like 20 of them on the screen. So I don't even know if the healers will be using that crazy stuff anymore, which means it opens up the door for more power, other offensive stats, which means they may not be reliant on the Raptor as well. This new trial is nothing like we've ever had before, so a lot could change, and this is pure speculation on my part. Um, Bags have gone up 40%. Look at this. These were under 100K, and now they're 140K. They've gone up. 40K doesn't sound like a lot, but if you sold these back when they were 100K, you were losing out on like 40K potential profit. Or if you bought a whole bunch at 100K, knowing they'd go up, you were right. I would sell them before the next lockbox comes out because they'll plummet again. Uh, Mounts are dropping. Mounts are dropping hard. People are just giving them away. They don't want 180, 180. They're just plummeting. But there are some mythic ones that are still going up. And that's the Drider. The Drider is still going up very nicely. Look at this. She's like 4 mil. Look at that. I got a few of them before the lockbox ended. I try to buy a bunch of them before they end. 2 mil, 2.1 mil. They've almost doubled, and I'm still not selling them. I'm gonna wait because these have a lot of these 4 slot insignia bonuses are very particular. If you want that last spot on there that gives you an extra 100 item level, the preferred slot, and the sweatiest of the DPS want those preferred slots as much as they can because in all 5 companion or mount slots, that's an extra 500 item level. And I know a lot of people don't. Well, you're right, but a lot of people don't think that item level matters. But in game, the sweatiest of the sweatiest that you see in like Zemnid, 500 item level is huge. That's a monster damage. Well, not a monster, but it's a significant item damage increase. So you want that 500 item level if you can get it. Um, there's some other mounts. Some of them are really cheap, which are like I'll definitely be buying some of. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, I'll be buying some of these demon wings for sure if they keep dropping. There's no doubt they'll go up, and well, they might not, but I'm pretty sure they'll go up. Um, the Myconid, the Runeclad Manticore, and what's the one that does pack tactics? Or is this the one that does pack tactics? Um, no. Mystic Aura. There's the Pack Tactics and Mystic Aura one. I forget which is the other one. Those will undoubtedly go up as well. We have a current event right now. The Bride. You can farm the 1200 currency. I know some people can do it no problem, like an hour, hour and a half. I'm just gonna buy one. These were over a million the first day of the event. They're dropping. I'm just gonna wait. They're gonna drop eventually. This companion is pretty useless, but the thing about useless companions is I still want them because generally later on down the road we can find a way to use them. And if this event is like previous events, this might be the only time they're ever unbound. In future events, this may not be available unbound anymore. Um, the last time I did an Alshans video a long time ago, I'm thinking like 2 months at least. The Zen exchange was at 28 million. Now it's down to 20 million. It keeps dropping below 20 million. And I actually said that in the last video that I think it's going to get to the low 20s, high 19s, and it did it. I don't know if this trend will continue though. We shall see. A lot of stuff led to that going lower. Uh, if they would have done the Astro Lockbox, like we thought it would have gone even lower. But that Astro Lockbox was almost a dud. Well, it's still useful, but it was nowhere near as useful as we were hoping it was going to be. Um, the Minotaur. The Minotaur's jumped. There's a few companions that are probably going to be Minotaur. There we go. Look at this bad boy. I got a bunch of these last mod as well. 1.1 mil, 1.2 mil. Yeah, they tripled. So the thing about the Minotaur, especially looking at the videos for this new trial, is there's a lot of AoE, a lot of mobs. And the Minotaur is an AoE that helps. It hits a lot of enemies and it controls enemies. So this companion, the Shadowcar Witch, the Regis, um, you know, uh, EDBI. Thank you. He mentioned the Intellect Devourer. This Intellect Devourer. Look at this guy. Look at 11k. He looks like he's junk, right? But look at his power. He sends a shock and a cone in front of him that stuns him for 2 seconds. A 2 second stun is a long time. That's enough to get off like 3 encounters. So 2 seconds will save your behind from getting one shot, or getting overran. So these type of companions may be very useful in the upcoming trial. Pure speculation, though. By the way, Zen came through. It's 58 days right now on PS4. PC, 7.5 months, I believe. Xbox, there is no backlog. The exchange rate is right around 500 AD per Zen. Um, Here's one thing I'm very, very weird. I bought a bunch of these about 2 hours ago. I thought the music box set would skyrocket, and there was a whole bunch of these. The music box set, I know it's a low item level, but it's looking really sexy for this new trial coming out. If you go to enhancements and just type in music box or music, it's an old one from Undermountain, and it's looking really good. You gotta have the three pieces though, and the conduction cable only comes from doing the expeditions and getting the currency at the end that you can exchange with. I forget his name. It's been so long, but that's a really hard item to get. The music box is super easy to get. Just Sarah's mantle is pretty common, but the Trebrian's conduction cable is much, much more harder to get. It's very hard to farm yourself. You got to buy it from someone who got lucky and farmed it in the auction house. Um, Minsk is very expensive right now. It's going to be in the next Astro Lockbox. It should be in the next Astro Lockbox. Well, actually, 1.6 isn't that expensive. Never mind. I take that back. I'd only looked at the account wide ones, 5.2 mil. 1.6 sounds like a lot, but if it does come out in the next Astro Lockbox update, it will be dirt cheap. Um, Music, Minsk. So if you need tokens, this is absolutely the worst way to get them is to buy these for, 80k each basically, and they have 10 in them. If you buy Astro Lockboxes and they're around 70,000 each, you're going to average 40 trade bars per, which is 11 upgrade tokens. If you buy them at the non-sale price. That take that's 13 tokens plus all the other stuff you get in there that's unbound. I don't recommend buying these upgrade token packs. If you need upgrade tokens, I recommend the Astro Lock boxes. I know somebody's gonna say you're trying to say that to pump your sales, Gus. I don't care whatsoever. It's this is they're I buy Astro Lock boxes because they're really good for upgrading your mounts and companions, not these companion upgrade packs. Um, this is a stinker. Gods. These have dropped. Look at these are down to like 150 each, less than 150 each. These were over 200K for the longest time. They're still a good farm, but if you got in early, you're making more. Now, I don't know if people are necessarily farming these as much as they were in the beginning. I don't know what the future is going to hold of these. I don't know in the new trial if every hoster is going to be asking for MC. They might until everybody gets the new weapons, or they might go perfect weapons. I'm not a fan of the perfect weapons, but who knows? Uh, Perfect weapons. M- the MC weapons are really expensive. So if teams can do it with the perfect weapons, obviously they're going to try to save AD because the perfect weapons are free. So I think there's going to be mixes of both. We'll see though. Um, these shards of empowerment are dropping like rocks too. You know, they're down. You're seeing them for 60K all the time. And I would buy these at 60K to resell for later, but the profit margin just is not there. Maybe a lot of people will be wanting these next mod that are returning because I'm already seeing a lot of returning players. A lot of players in this game only come back when there's new trials. They don't care about the dungeons. They just love the challenge of trials and the 10-man content. And these shards of empowerment, I don't know if they're going to go up or not. I'm staying away from them. If I see them in the 50s, I'll buy them. But I'm not buying them at like 65, hoping they go up in value because you'd have to sell them, at 72,000, 73,000 just to break even. So I'm staying away for those. And here's something else. I might have already mentioned it. This is my last note is I don't know about this Batiri. I've had it forever. I just don't know yet. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Because it looks like the captain, it looks like you're not trying to burn the captain. It looks like you're trying to slow burn the captain so you don't overphase him. So teams may not use Baturi. We'll see. You know, 2 weeks from now, we may look back on this video and go, "What a dumbass, Gus! Everybody's using Baturi." Well, maybe so. But I'm looking at what if we're not using Baturi? Then what are we going to be using? Well, if you're optimal, I don't think we should be using Raptors, but I do know a lot of people have a Raptor build, and I do know this trial, people aren't going to spend 20 million to change their build because there's no AD in this new dungeon, maybe except for the artifact. If that is unbound, the artifact will probably be unbound, I'm guessing, but there may not be a lot of value in this new trial. So people may not be willing to change their whole build and optimize their build for this trial if they're not going to get a return on it. We'll see. This is fun time. This is the funnest time in the game to be in the auction house. This is a buying time, not a selling time too. Because a lot of people are trying to get AD and prices are going down, down, down. So I'm buying, 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 and I'll sell when the new mod comes out. If you have any other observations or any comments, please do so below. Stay class, Neverwinter. See you soon.